Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX, and welcome back to Let's Play Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. In the last episode, we got ourselves snack baskets, and we got ourselves our third star cure. But before we go return the star cures to Dr. Totally and see what we do with them, we have some exploration to do. We're going to go ahead into this Bubble Lake pipe, because we're going to go get all the beans. Well, okay, not all the beans, because story time in a little bit. But we're going to get beans in Bumpsey Plains, all the beans in Bowser's Path. And then we're going to start doing Bowser's Castle. Not the most exciting episode. It's mostly going to be a lot of bean collection and a lot of setup into what's going to be the next episode where we explore Bowser's Castle thoroughly and find some of the really interesting secrets in there. That being said, in this episode, one of the best items in the game will be found. So if you want that, pay attention. Anyway, story time. Right here, I totally forgot to do something with Bowser. If you burn those plants, I think I've shown this off, but there's a crack there and you can body slam that. This will lead you to the top path up here. Now you need to, for Mario and Luigi, you need to actually have opened that crack because that you need to actually go in there in order to access one of the beans in Bumpsey Plains. So without us having previously made that hole, we have no way of accessing that with Mario and Luigi. So we're gonna have to wait to get that one of the 4 Bumpsey Plain beans. There's only 4 Bumpsey Plains beans. Bumpsey Plains. And for some reason I'm having trouble saying that. So we're gonna have to wait to get one of those. But one of the ones right there. And then we have these guys. These guys, I don't even remember the names of these guys, but they're basically like the seeds. And as you can see, they can grow into those sunflora snippet thingy-mabobbers. The flippets, so they're Sneeds and flippets. But they really just shoot seeds at you, and occasionally they'll turn into a flippet. There we go. I keep on calling it a snippet, but it's obviously not a snippet, because snippets aren't flowers. Snippets are not vegetation. They are clearly, I don't even know what the hell they are. They look like creepy things with gas masks, but whatever. I'm just gonna kind of show off a flippet attack here. I mean, we know they shoot the seeds at you, but you can just hammer them away. It's nothing too big a deal, and then it became dizzy, so let's go ahead and kill it. Bye-bye, Flippet. Now, what you really do not want the Sneeds to turn to Flippets. That being said, there's no way to stop them. I think it happens just randomly. Because if they do turn into Flippets, you'll actually get less experience overall, which can be good or bad. So really, I mean, pick your poison, I guess. If you want more experience, kill the Sneeds before they become Flippets, if possible. But that being said, there's a little hidden passage over here to one of the other beans. There's only one more bean we can actually access at the moment. We're actually right down here. So look at that. We're already technically done at Bumpsey Plains, except for just a few items scattered around here. So we'll quickly pick those up, and then we'll make our way over to Bowser Path, because that's going to be the majority of this episode. As you guys know, Bumpsey Plains, really not a very major area. Both these areas really are pretty small, insignificant areas. Just 100 coins there. Nothing too big a deal, and then we'll make our way. But Bowser Path does hold, like I said, one of the best items in the game, so I guess that's my validation for having such a useless 17-minute episode. I don't even know. I mean, we're making our way to Bowser's Castle, because there's important stuff at Bowser's Castle. There's a new attack, as we know, that when Toad's like, there's attack pieces in Bowser's Castle. Now I have amnesia, and I can't remember. It's like Amnesia the Darkness Senate, except it's Amnesia at Bowser's Castle. It's terrifying. I could never play scary games like that. Do not ask me to LP horror games, man. I have, like, no courage whatsoever when it comes to horror games. Definitely my worst type of game, like, ever. And that's, like, worse than sports games and stuff. Anyway, there's a lot of beans on Bowser's Path. There's also a really interesting thing here. If we dig into this, it'll randomly cause this thing to appear momentarily. So, hustle your bustle over here. Quickly run up this slope, and Luigi fell down again. Balls. Luigi, why? Why do you always fall down? You fell down as a baby, falling down now, just annoying, dude. Why? Why? But up here are bye-bye gloves. What they will do, they're kind of like the Dizzy Boots except for the hammer, and they KO. They might instantly kill a foe one hit. Now, don't expect it to instantly kill bosses. As you know, you can't make bosses dizzy. You can also not one-hit KO them, so don't. Make sure you break this part over here with Bowser. The little area over here that I did way before. And it's a nice shortcut to Bowser's Castle, but also we can't get through here if Mario and Luigi, so we need that Bowser to break this so we can head down here and grab some Beanie McBeaners. And there's also a couple items I believe we use our ability to inflate Mario a little bit here to get an item. So that's why this whole inflate thing is the reason why I didn't come over here with before I accessed the whole inflatey thing. Like that's why, I mean, you can come over here like as soon as you have access to the whole world, you can pretty much come over here with Mario and Luigi if you want. But, A, you're probably be a little bit weak, and B, you can't really access all the areas anyway until you have the ability to inflate. So, in the end, you do want to wait till about now to do this. Now, there's actually a little hidden area right over here. Just lots of little hidden passages to dig under for beans. They hit some of these beans pretty darn nicely, but it's right here. We'll just quickly grab that bean, and then we'll make our way through the rest of Bowser's Path. There's actually a really interesting enemy on this path, though, so it's kind of worth going down the path if you don't even care for beans, just to fight that enemy. Nothing over here. I did miss that Bowser thing right here. I might swing by and pick it up later. Really nothing too important. I think the best thing you can really get there is Super Nuts, but Super Nuts aren't necessarily that bad of an item. You might want to just pick them up anyway, because they are helpful healing for late game. Not that I heal that much anyway, so who knows if I'm even going to make that big of a use out of Nuts. Maybe during like the final few bosses or something like that. We'll see. Anyway, I'll fight one of these guys, well, right now actually. I was going to say in a little bit, but apparently I'm going to do it right now. These chain chopples, and we make him dizzy right away. How useless. I guess we'll show off the next one, because, I mean, you know these chain chopples are a pain in the ass to avoid. They're a little easier to avoid with Mario and Luigi just because they don't necessarily go as far down as... there's a little bit of wiggle room for Mario and Luigi to wiggle by him on the bottom area. They don't go down far enough for you to get them. These guys do, though. So those guys, Fawful Guys, we can fight them. There's nothing over here. I thought there might have been a beam, but there's not. So let's go ahead and fight ourselves a Fawful Guy, because these guys are awesome. I love these enemies. Their attacks are just so amusing. The first attack is suddenly something eats it, and then the Yoshi, it's like a nice little reference to Yoshi's Island. If you jump at the right time, you can actually break the egg and hurt him, though, which is pretty awesome. That was a very close call, Luigi. No, Luigi, man. Why are there so many EGs in the Mario series? I'm so confused. There's only 2 of them, but whatever. Don't do a different attack. We've already seen this one guy. Whatever, we'll show off more Fawful Guys later. They have 3 different attacks. Well, it's more like 2 different attacks and a variation of an attack. So, in the end, they're not really too special, but I think they're kind of amusing. Especially with the Yoshi reference, I just think it's pretty cool. Anyways, you can get a little momentum here, but this one you definitely need to use your spin jump, which is kind of a little awkward to do on these conveyor belts. Just make sure you do it fast enough. Press A in rapid succession. It's really your best bet here. It's another Fawful Guy, but we don't want to fight him. Can we make it up here without fighting it? No, we can't. Alright, can we show these guys off properly this time? Maybe, possibly. I'm just going to sort of do minimal damage here to let him get a chance to attack so we can actually show it off. Although I didn't actually realize the way these guys attack yet. If he aims that way, he's going after Luigi. If he does it the other way, he's going after Mario. It's really hard to explain. For some reason, I really don't know how to react to these chain shuffles. It's really hard to tell if he's going after Mario or Luigi. I keep thinking he's going to go after Mario. Then he ends up going after Luigi. So it is always going to be the hammer, though. Okay, if he goes up like that, it's Mario. If he goes like that, it's Luigi. So he's kind of like a more upper one, but they both sort of look like he's going up. I don't know. I find his tell to be a little confusing, but maybe that's just me. I took a lot of damage there, but whatever. It's a chain shuffle. It's not going to be the end of the world. And besides, he's dizzy now, so we'll just go ahead and kill him again. Mario making all the things dizzy, like a boss. Oh, hi, chain shuffle. You are the best of friends, but we don't want to fight. We don't want to show you anymore. So, that's enough showing off chain shuffles. You can go away and die off screen, because you're just that important to me. As in, not at all. This is actually really interesting over here. Chain shuffles are freaking everywhere, man! Leave me alone. You couldn't leave Bowser alone. You can't leave me alone. Like I was saying, this is a very interesting thing over here. It makes Mario small. That'll give him access to this pipe. He's too big for that. And then you can actually access the question mark block from down here. And it gives you something, I mean, it's one of those mushroom-based powers. What is it, anyway? There we go. Raises power feed a mushroom, very similar to that one drumstick thing we picked up for Bowser. Not really that big of a deal, but it's pretty kind of cool. Pretty kind of cool. Yes, Lucky, you have the best ways of talking. There is a bean over here, I believe. Yes, there is. So we'll quickly pick up this bean, and we'll make our way. None of these are the item I mentioned, by the way. That's like the really, really good item. I'll let you guys know when you get it. And it's pretty hard to find. I didn't actually know it existed until my run of the game. I didn't even get my practice run because I didn't even know it existed until I happened to accidentally stumble across it here. And then I was like, oh, hey, something kind of cool. But there's another of his attacks. He will sort of jump on you. Sometimes he'll use a parasol to delay his jump. Otherwise, he won't. I think I show off a case of both at some point. But in the meantime, we leveled up. We'll get ourselves some HP for Luigi. I was going to say some Luigi for HP, because Luigi is a stat, and HP is clearly a character. HP would be a character if you're playing a Harry Potter game, I suppose. Harry Potter, the RPG. I don't know. I'm sure there's stuff like that out there. I haven't really researched Harry Potter games that much. These days, I don't really play a lot of those games based on movie books, blah, 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 anymore, because, I don't know, like, they're cool, but, I've kind of been sort of turned off from them by all the countless ones that are just abysmally bad. Because you guys know there have been a lot of really bad movie-based games in the past and in the present and probably in the future, because that's one of the rules of gaming. I'm going to just sort of jump in this guy because I want to just quickly level up Mario. So let's go ahead, get Mario a level up here. And we'll be all happy, I'll find Dandy at level 23. Let's get him some HP, see if he can find something cool. What are you going to get today, Mario? You're going to get, 3. So there we go, getting some good success with the HP at least. Not so much with the SP, but as long as I can decently get 3s, I don't mind having the really shitty roulette, because I mean 3 HP per level up, or 3 of any stat per level up, that's not bad. I'm not going to bother exploring the rest of this area because there's nothing else we can get down there. We already have all the beans over here. The last 2 beans, I believe, are to the left and to the right. As you saw, we got bye-bye gloves. Now, the bye-bye gloves are, well, we actually got them earlier, so you actually get 2 copies of the bye-bye gloves if you need them. They're the stuff that instant KF the hammer that we got earlier this episode. So, ironically, you can get 2 copies of them. So if you don't want to get one of them in one way, you can get them the other way. And there's, as you can see, we have the 13 beans in this whole thing. We'll go ahead and just use the beans from these 2 sections and quickly get those. And there's a lot of beans in Bowser's Castle. I think there's like 29 beans or something like that. So we'll be able to get it's a really high number. So we'll be able to get even more beans later on. I guess I can give 1 to each of them. Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. Bowser hasn't gotten a power bean in a long time. We gotta keep our Bowsers fed and healthy. On occasion, gotta reward them with a bean here and there, just to keep them nice and happy. Anyway, in here is where the really good item is. There's nothing over here, I believe. Nope. But the hidden item, it's kind of a bit tricky to find, because you have to find this place to begin with, which isn't the most obvious place. And then you head over here, and it just happens to be right here, the giant shell. Now, we have the small shell, and you guys know how awesome the small shell is. Well, the giant shell is way, way, way better. It doesn't negate large damage, but it negates every source of small damage, not just once, but every time. And small damage, I believe, is defined by 1/4 of Mario's HP. So we're talking like a whole quarter of Mario's health. He has, what, something like 120, 50, somewhere around their health. Enemies have to do at least, like, probably 20, 30 damage in order on a hit for it to bypass the giant shell. So basically, most normal enemy attacks are not going to do any damage to Mario anymore. Only things that do more than 1/4 of his health, which, I mean, arguably the small shell's beneficial in the fact that, you know, you would want to dodge the blow that will hurt a really large damage blow, but it's always the first one too, so no guarantees that, you know, it will even negate a large damage blow. This one will always negate anything small, which is just really handy. Makes a lot of enemy attacks against Mario completely useless. Might not be a bad idea to use the Gall. Another strategy you can use is to use the Gall socks, which will make enemies target the bro who's wearing the socks more often, and then add the giant shell, like say on Luigi, and then give him a lot of HP and defense. And then, you know, you have someone who's able to take most of the normal enemy hits with ease. Granted, it's not going to be very helpful in most boss fights, because most boss fights, the attacks could easily surpass, you know, 1/4 of Mario's health. But even then, some of the attacks might not. So, overall, as you guys can see, it's an extremely, extremely good item, and we're going to keep that on Mario. I like to have my little damage negation thing on Mario there. He can focus on the power, less on the defense, because that'll somewhat make up for his lack of defensive prowess in comparison to Luigi. They both have a defensive item, Luigi having the Guardian Socks, and Mario have the Giant Shell. There's 2 different kinds. One negates a bit of damage, and then the other one is HP recovery. Kind of interesting to have both types here. Anyway, if we head down this pipe, we're going to get a glimpse at what's to come next episode, guys. We're going to go ahead and use our inflation abilities here. You actually need to be able to inflate, I believe, to access any of this. So you can't access this before you have the inflating power ability. But there's something in this room. If you guys remember, this is in the Bowser Castle Underground. We went in this room with Bowser, but we couldn't jump, so we couldn't access it. But there's 3 switches, a little mysterious, and a really well-guarded door beyond here. So there's a mystery in Bowser's Castle. He's hiding something in here. And the last few minutes of this episode and the entirety of next episode, we're going to be figuring out what this mystery thing is. And hopefully we'll see exactly what's going on in here. But first, we need to find the way to open said door. There's a riddle. This guy's going to solve for Fawful, but we're going to beat him to it next episode. I'm going to head back this way and go to the castle the normal way, though, because I do want to pick up the rest of the beans. There are a lot of beans in this upper area of Bowser's Castle as well. Now, there's no way for the bros to access the balcony area of the castle. That's only Bowser can access the area, which is unfortunate. You won't find any beans there because we have no way of getting there, or any of Mario items, though, so it's really not a big deal in the end. We're just going to go ahead, like I said, pick up a few beans, and then we'll, next episode is the mystery. This is sort of like the setup episode where we just sort of get all the small things out of the way so that next episode can just be that much more epic. There's 3 beans in this room, I believe. In this room over here, this room over here, there are so many beans. You guys have seen this room a few times, and you've always seen these little bean patterns on the ground. There's 2 here, and then there's like a whopping, what, 6 beans right here? That's just awesome. So Bowser's Castle has a ton of beans for you to get if you take your time and go ahead and get them all. I mean, once again, several levels of stat growth just from all these beans from the past few episodes. And don't worry, guys, if you guys are like, God, more side quests, it's really this episode and the next 2 that are good, and then we'll really beat up the whole side questy stuff. And in the meantime, you know, we will do some of the main story stuff. Still, we'll turn in our star cures soon enough. But then after that, all the side questy stuff will be over, and the epic stuff shall begin because Peach's Castle is coming soon, guys. Peach's Castle, the end game, Act 3 of the game. I consider, and so the moment you enter Peach's Castle, you're in the final act of the game. So there's something over here I forgot. So we're almost there, guys. Almost at the end. Almost to the epic part of the game. So just hold fast for a few more episodes. Things are about to get goon. Yes, I can talk so very nicely. We're going to go ahead and use this pipe to head down to the underground. Because we have the ability to use the air thing, like I said, you have to use the inflation to access the underground. So no way you can get here and do the whole Fawful thing before you have the ability to do that. You need to inflate here. I don't know if Bowser can break that statue at any point. I thought he could, but I guess I remember wrong because apparently he can't. I don't know. Maybe he can with a certain something. Don't quote me on it, though. I actually have no idea. I'm just going to check up here quickly to see if there's anything up here. I don't think there is, but just in case. I don't want to accidentally miss a bean. That would kind of suck. Because this would be a good place to hide a bean. So if they don't, I'm surprised. Yeah, I guess they don't. That's a little surprising. Oh well. With that though, guys, this is LuckySevenDX signing out. I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here. We'll get to the good meaty parts of the Bowser Underground in the next episode. I've ended a few episodes in this section actually. It's a pretty good ending spot, I suppose. So yeah, you use the spin jump to get across here, and then we're at the good part of the Bowser Underground. So see you guys next time where we uncover the mystery.